Yesterday was pretty good. I couldn't make much out of today's stuff. So, Nobel Prize winning economists endorse Harris' economic plan over Trump's. Harris's policies get strong support from economists for providing tax relief and support for the middle and low income families. Trump's tax cuts are Robin Hood in reverse, robbing from the poor to give to the rich.
Amen.
Robbing from the poor to give to the rich.
Well, put your hand on the radio and be healed.
A lot of times when we say things like that, it sounds like cliche, right? But I was going to do it this morning, but I kind of put it off till today. Steve Radner did the actual numerical analysis to show what things look like. And, these aren't, some things are stats, some things are fact, right? You can kind of play with stats all around, but there are certain things that are facts. And I think what Steve Radner did was he actually mixed the two of them together, the stat part and the fact part. And when you put the stat part and the fact part together, it's stark the differences you would get. There is something interesting before I really get into what we want to talk about, and that is whenever you look at when the economy does best, and this is part of the things that we can talk about, facts, right? The economy by a huge margin does better when Democrats are in control than Republicans. I am not trying to tell you who to vote for. I can't tell you who to vote for anything from a station like this. Now, about my 3:00 program, I'll be telling you a whole lot more stuff. But here is what I can tell you. It's a statement of fact that the economy does better under Democrats. And there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is also how our economic system works. And it works by something called the speed of money. In other words, if we have money circulating like crazy, there's more economic activity. If you have less money circulating, there's less money, there's less economic activity. If you make $500 a month and I give you $50, that $50 is a big part of your income, of your disposable income, and you're likely to spend that right away to go to a movie, pay a bill, but go ahead and buy an extra meal or something, take your wife out for a night out that you would not have otherwise had. Not $50 anymore. I tell you, it used to be you could do it for $50. You can't do it anymore. But anyhow, you get the point. And what that does is that restaurant gets more business. If that restaurant gets more business, it has to go buy more bread. It has to go buy more lettuce. It has to go buy more of all those things. And whenever it buys more lettuce, the farmer makes more money. If the farmer makes more money, he has to go if he can buy more tractors. If he buys more tractors and sells more lettuce, he has to buy more fertilizer. All of that works great, right? So if you don't hoard money, if you allow money to flow, the economy is broad-based and a lot of people do well. But if you hoard money vis-a-vis tax cuts and give people's monies that are unearned, capital gains that occur not because of the intrinsic growth of a company, but because, you buy back stocks, etc. What that does is it puts money into the hands of people who already had a whole lot of money. And if I have $1 million and you give me $100,000, I'm not going to put that $100,000 into the economy. I just have to put that into the bank because that has no impact on my spending capability or how I would otherwise spend my money. So I would not go ahead and throw an extra $100,000 into the economy. If I gave that $100,000 to 100 people, all of those people would likely put that money into the economy, and that is called economic activity, economic expansion. It's not rocket science, right? But the difference is selfishness means you hoard, right? You take it all. After you make your first billion, nobody's earned $1 billion, but after you've gotten your first, I should say after you make your first billion, I should say after you've acquired your first billion. Of course, generally on the backs of many others. What else can you do? What else do you want? You see, there is something that is wrong with being able to acquire that money and do whatever you want with that money. And that brings us to something that Elon Musk is doing. He's getting sued for it now, of course. And Anne spoke about it yesterday when she called into the program. She asked, is it legal for Elon Musk to start giving away millions of dollars to sort of buy your vote? Well, no. But again, I want you to see that we have an economic system that awards people, allow folks to make billions of dollars on other people's backs, and then use the money that they've made on other people's backs to control the means of production, control the governmental structures, and control your mind via the media, via the churches, via the schools. I mean, if you are part of that fraternity, lucky you, right? If you're part of that fraternity, which is a very small fraternity, that's good. But what we have to do, because most of us don't understand it, when I see people crying and begging and standing up for Donald Trump and defending Donald Trump and, like he needs our defense, right? I sit down there and says, who defends you? Who makes sure that you have what you need? Who makes sure that you are made whole? We have, by the way, welcome aboard Eric Hayes in the chat. Welcome aboard Persuasive Barrier in the chat. We have Eric here defending the billionaire, right? The billionaires don't give a damn about Eric. In fact, they don't care whether Eric is successful or not, even as they're using Eric's skills, whatever they may be. But he's there defending. That is what we know as psychological. I don't want to quite call it brainwashing because it's more sophisticated than brainwashing, And one of the things we want to accomplish here is simply for people to think on their own. For simply people ask the right questions. Simply ask the question and then try to find the real answer devoid of ideology. And it's not hard to do that.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.